Welcome everyone to another Stories Before Bed. And this episode is our first episode of the New Year 2025. And also it's a very special story that's connected to the upcoming Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year. And what's the best way to listen to Stories Before Bed is having my stuffed toy with me. So I'll be hugging Donkey Kong here while I tell you guys the story. And for those of you who are just joining us, my name is Darren, and we explore the different types of myths, folktales, legends from all around the world. And for those of you who has been with us from day one, as you can see that I am missing my partner in crime, Michael, today. He's out sick, but he'll be back very soon, so don't worry. So today's story we have the Beast of Nian. So the story is that in ancient China, there's a known fearsome monster beast named Nian. So this beast got like sharp teeth and horns, and then every New Year's Eve it would emerge from like the dark sea and go into the village and hunts people and livestock. And so the villagers know of this every New Year's Eve, so then they basically before the beast comes out, they would flee to the mountains to avoid the wrath, to avoid the chaos. So there's one particular year where an old man, kind of with beggar-like clothes, he's got silver hair and piercing eyes. He walked into the village, and the villagers actually warned him and tell him like, "Oh, you have to go. There's gonna be this beast coming in. You can't be here." But this old man, he ignored everyone's plea, ignores everyone's warning, and he actually calmly told all the villagers that if he was allowed to stay one night, then he would help the village fend off this beast. Of course, no one believed him. However, there was one elderly woman, old granny woman, who did offer him some food and did offer him like a place to stay before she flee too. So then now is only left with the old silver hair man at the village. And so that night, the Nian beast arrived. So something was different, however. The beast noticed that like among the usual darkness, there's one particular house, which was the old woman's house that the silver hair man was staying at. The beast noticed that like there's some lights going on. So it approached the house, and then the monster just saw something very different, very unusual, that the house was recoiled with red papers like covering the windows, and then candles are burning inside. And so once the Nian tried to attack and go after the house, then a very loud like kind of firecracker cracking sound like kind of burns through the bamboo, and it startled the beast, and then the beast got scared from all that sight, and then it fled in terror. So the next morning, the villagers came back. They noticed everything was untouched. This is very strange and shocking, actually. And then so the old woman actually realized this silver hair man, this old beggar, had this magic this magic spell that saved the village. They learned that using anything red papers or anything red, and then also red lanterns, red lights, and then with like kind of crackling bamboo, which is from firecrackers. And so they realized that that's how you scare away the beast. And so from then on, and so the red color became very symbolic in China, and especially in Lunar New Year. And so then that kind of over the years that became almost like a celebration, more so than scaring off a beast. And then it's kind of known to be like what they call spring festival. So in Cantonese is Golin. Um, and then but then their translation of it is means that is surviving the Nian's attack. And so that's how this whole tradition was born, and leading into the famous Lunar New Year, the famous Chinese New Year. And me personally, I think that's a very interesting legend and story. Actually, is quite it's part scary, but at the same time part mysterious, that I want to know more. And I think that this is just like a fun legend story to try to link as to why during the Spring Festival or during the New Year's, uh, that's what a lot of people do in China and the customs that they hold. Feel free to leave a comment. Love to get your thoughts on this legend, and let me know if you believe in it or not. And I hope that you all able to enjoy your New Year's, and don't forget to subscribe, share, or like. And we'll be back very soon. And then Michael will be joining us shortly. All right. Goodbye.